Hi, I'm Laura Davis Taylor, and we are going to be jumping into the next topic, best practices for building a private brand in a digital era. And we have a moderator, Kelly, is it Sayre? Kelly's going to introduce herself, and I'm going to introduce our other speakers. We have Jeff Gamsey, VP of Private Brands for Boxed. And Jeff has really a big year right now, don't you? Boxed is the internet retailer's 2016 emerging e-retailer year of the year, and currently the second fastest growing company in New York, according to Crain's Fast 50. That's a huge accomplishment. Huge. They're changing the game on wholesale club shopping, and that's with seamless e-commerce solutions, and you deliver bulk products to doors across the country within 2 days. So that is game changing. You joined as its 10th employee. So how many years has that been?
It's going to be 4 years next week.
Okay, 4 years next week. And you served for several years as the general counsel and director of business development. So multi-layered views of the company, correct? Yeah. So before that, even more, it keeps going. Jeff was a corporate M&A attorney, co-founder of Gourmet Grazer, a gourmet dining and networking club for young professionals, and the co-founder of TicketMonster.com. So again, we have a real black belt here. Mickey Biridelli is the CEO of KIDBOX, and this is the first kids style box to offer premier brands, savings, and a mission to clothe 1 million children. Prior to that, Mickey was the president in digital commerce and chief marketing officer, EVP, that's a mouthful too, sorry, I'm working on it, at Chico's FAS, and she oversaw digital commerce business and marketing strategy for 3 brands. Before that, Tory Burch, where you were the chief marketing officer from 2009 to 2014, responsible for global marketing, PR, and digital commerce. And before that, the vice president of marketing at Ralph Lauren. So we're really pleased to hear from you guys today, and I'm going to pass this off.
We actually have a mic, so we're good.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So welcome. Thank you for coming. As she mentioned, my name is Kelly Sayre. I am a retail CPG analyst with IHL Group. And today we have Jeff, and it's actually Stacie. Mickey, unfortunately, had a family emergency just now. So gratefully, Stacie was able to step up. And if you want, I'll let you kind of introduce yourself so that we get a little background on.
Sure, just real quick, I'm the VP of Marketing at KIDBOX, where I oversee all marketing and communications and PR. Previously, I was spent some time at Condé Nast, but really the bulk of my career at Ralph Lauren and Club Monaco. Most recently, I was the VP of Marketing and E-com at Rebecca Taylor, a women's contemporary brand, which has been around for about 20 years. But I'm super excited to be at KIDBOX and on Mickey's team, because she, as you can tell, she has a real roster of accomplishments.
Yes. So I know you both brought a video here to share with us, so I think we'll start with those. Jeff, are you first?
I'm not sure, but let's find out.
Oh, yep.
All right. No, back.
There we go.
Boxed, a fast-growing internet wholesaler Huang started 2 years ago in his garage that's now sweeping the nation.
This is what I'm particularly excited about. Yes. This is a warehouse club on your phone, so you don't have to go to those big stores to get your bulk items, discount price.
That's genius. Just because you're saving gas,
yeah,
headache,
gas,
time,
headache,
everything.
Time,
Lucky that's genius.
Love it.
They call it Costco for millennials, and it's changing the way we shop.
Close to 90% of our customers in the history of our app haven't used the search bar to shop.
just aren't aware, you employ, if I'm not mistaken, around 100 people, paying for 4 years of tuition for all of their children.
They sell bulk items at very low, very competitive wholesale prices. Wait for it, there's more. He's also offering to pay up to $20,000 for any of his employees who get married.
Looks like we're all working at the wrong place.
Great, thanks.
Sure, and I can talk a little bit about our private brand Prince & Spring, which we launched about 3 years ago. So as you saw from the video, we're kind of like an online club channel. Just like Costco has Kirkland, Box has Prince & Spring. It's a premium brand, high quality products. We really focused on quality in the very beginning, and that has been a key piece of the success that we've experienced. I've heard, many of you have probably heard the quote about launching a startup is like jumping off a cliff and trying to build a plane before you hit the ground. And building a private brand is like building the wing of that plane as it's trying to be assembled. But luckily we've landed the plane, and so Boxed is now doing hundreds of millions of dollars. Prince & Spring has grown into a significant part of that business, and happy to talk more about that. So today we have 85 different products live, household products, snack products, cleaning products, basically everything non-perishable that you would find in a club store. And we really focus a lot on our package design, differentiating through design, connecting with our customers, online savvy customers, a younger demographic than shops in the club channel. And so I think we'll talk a little bit more about that later on as well.
Shortly. And then Stacie, I don't know if you
Yeah,
want to
we
go
have
ahead.
a,
The
we
video
have a little
prompted?
video here, so
Great.
see
Try the green one.
the green, this other green one. There you go.
I got this feeling inside my bones. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops.
Coming up, thinking inside the box when it comes to back-to-school shopping, the new subscription service that's changing an annual tradition.
Today is our first inaugural Kids Board of Directors at the KIDBOX office in New York City. We're going to greet them with a breakfast, and then they'll be moving through different parts of the business from styling to logistics. They'll have a technology session, and then we will board a bus and head out to Brooklyn to an amazing place called Children of Promise NYC. We need to be looking at the front door of every household as the new door of retail and bringing brands and retail experiences over the threshold of homes, because the living room is the new dressing room.
Welcome back. Well, it is about that time of the year. Back-to-school shopping is a rite of passage, but it is also time-consuming. KIDBOX is a new subscription service that eliminates some of the hassle by sending specially selected boxes of clothes to your doorstep.
And so we really see this as a replacement for the in-store shopping experience in many ways, creating a multi-brand experience in the personal home of the customer.
You are right there in the thick of things about where the shift is taking place. Good stuff.
We're bringing a convenient shopping experience to the mom and the dad, who we know are more time-starved than ever, right? And a fun experience for the child. And we have a social mission at our core. So for every box our customers keep, we partner with an amazing organization to provide clothing to children in need.
Wow.
That's great.
So it's a box with a heart. And brands love us because we're not discounting any individual brand. We're discounting the box if they keep the entire box. And because we have that social mission that's resonating with consumers today, brands love that too, because we're doing good with their brand.
KIDBOX is available for toddlers through kids about age 14. The clothing's from popular brands kids know, like Butter, Diesel, 7 for All Mankind. And if you keep everything in the box, it only works out to about $14 to $16 per item. Parents will also love this. Isn't a subscription service, as we mentioned, so there is zero obligation, free shipping and returns, and your credit card is not charged until you decide what you want to keep. Just kind of make shopping a little easier for parents.
it's just one more reminder of how fashionable kids are now.
With social media, they can look good, yeah.
And they were adorable. I wanted half the stuff in there. It was unbelievable. The kids are dressing great.
The living room is the new shopping aisle. The living room is the new dressing room.
Okay, so just to give you guys a little overview of KIDBOX, in case that wasn't enough, just we are not technically a subscription service, though we do have 5 seasonal boxes. We really pride ourselves on the value we bring to our parents and our kids through a curated selection of really personalized boxes that they can get based on their personal style preferences. And we really, we look at the value we add through the entire customer journey, from ordering the box to receiving it and to trying it on at home to giving it back, or to possibly returning it if you need to and giving that option, but also the give back component, which is the heartbeat of our brand. So for every box kept, we do donate 1 item to a child in need through our partnership with Delivering Good. And our mission is to clothe 1 million children. And we are on track to really hit that, which is exciting. We do have new products launching. So the topic of this conversation is private brands. And this summer for back to school, we'll be launching an exclusive collection of KIDBOX brands, which is super exciting. I know we'll dig more into that when we go into our conversation.
Yeah, actually, that was probably one of my first questions, if we can jump right
Sure.
in, is why is it important for retailers to consider adding a private label to their product mix? And is it right for all brands?
So I can't really speak for all brands. I can speak for KIDBOX here. And I think what's super interesting about where we are is we offer 100 different brand names today and growing. I think last year we're up over 70% on the number of brands that we've brought on. You could see from one of the clips in the video that brands really like us because we don't discount their product. It's a discount on the box, and so we have that value prop. But through data, and data is everything to us. Our data science we look at for everything from styling the box to buying the product to bringing on partnerships, and we know what the child wants and what they're interested in based on what they keep. We have a very high keep rate on our boxes. It's about 70%, which is very exciting for us. And also, when you think about when you go shopping online, and you guys all know from being in retail in the retail environment that return rates are only rising right now, and so we're very proud of that stat. And we are able to develop a brand and develop product based on the pieces we think we're missing. Our merchants go into buying meetings and they come out and there's always, oh, I wish we had this or I wish we had that. And now we're able to create a line of product based on the needs and wants of our customer, because the customer is at the core of our business, and really being customer focused and customer centric. We're listening to their needs and creating a product that can fill the gap that's created with the amazing brands we have already. So it really is a nice marriage for us.
And to that, with adding brands, so Jeff, I'll turn to you. What are some of the goals of your private brand? Percentage of sales, number of SKUs. Can you kind of talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we launched our private brand, we had one goal, and it was an ambitious goal. It was to do private brand in the grocery world better than it had ever been done before. And so private labels are not new to the grocery space, but they're evolving and changing in unique ways. And so you see the rise of private brands really focusing on connecting with consumers, building that emotional connection. And so we really thought about that from the very beginning of when we designed Prince and Spring, as how can we create this asset to differentiate our entire shopping experience. And really in the very beginning, we could have set any arbitrary number of, we want our private brand to be 25% of sales, which is what Kirkland is of Costco. But if you don't build the brand the right way and you don't connect with customers, you will have a weak brand and you'll never get to that target. So today we are already at a double-digit percentage of sales. We're not yet at 25%, but based on the rate that it's growing, it's still a very new brand. We think we have the potential to eclipse what the strong brands in this space are at.
So if you could give me one of your key insights from getting this off the ground and growing, and then what is one decision you wish you wouldn't have made? So good and Delta.
So I think probably the key insight is a focus on consistency and quality from the very beginning. And it might sound a little cliche, but when you're operating just out of a garage, thinking about long-term, years down the road, and what can succeed and have legs, is not necessarily the default way of thinking. But really figuring out what's the long-term vision and how do you get there and what do you need to get right in the very beginning, I think was really important to being where we are today. One mistake.
You want to admit,
yeah,
at least,
I could
right?
probably, I could certainly use up the remaining time talking about many mistakes. One example I think is, we've launched 85 products. Not all of them have been successes. One that has been a dud is a coconut oil travel pack. It was an innovative item. You can, there's 1,001 uses for coconut oil. You can put it in your bag and bring it to the beach and use it as sunscreen. I don't recommend it. You can use all sorts of things. It just didn't sell. But it was that spirit of innovation and being willing to fail that has allowed us to have a lot more successes, like with one of our flagship products called Fruit Emojis, which are these fruit snacks that are designed in the shape of emojis. They taste great. They taste better than the leading brand, a very clean ingredient deck. And it's been a huge success for us. And if we weren't really pushing the envelope and taking some chances, we never would have achieved that.
Right. One of the next things I wanted to talk about was culture. And I know we heard a little bit of culture in your video, but I don't know, Stacie, if you can talk to some of the culture at KIDBOX that you guys have really embraced.
Mickey, as you heard before, has been at a lot of really big companies and has had experienced good culture and bad culture. And culture is at the heartbeat of our company. It is what makes us tick. It is what makes us go. In a startup, you are working all hours, all the time. You're always on. And what Mickey calls this Project Aspire. And that means, what do we aspire to be here? And she sat down with her co-founder a couple years ago in the kitchen with the founding members of the team, and they all said, what do we want people at our company to embody? What are those characteristics? And they threw out tons of different things. If it's happy, it's passionate, it's fun, and then they ultimately nailed it down to 6 core attributes, and they added on 2 more recently, but hopefully I can get them all. We've got, it's happy versus fun, and they chose happy. So it's happy, passionate, smart, forward-thinking. I'm forgetting some now on the spot, but the 2 that we added were, given the environment today, is, a safe working environment and a respectful working environment. So we have this list and we have icons that represent each part of Project Aspire, and it's something that everyone's onboarded with. And we have a culture committee that really drives home what that means. I missed our summer kickoff lunch today, but it's very important to our brand and the company to keep the fun and the experience in the company, so that we can continue providing that to the customer at the end of the line. So.
And another question before we go to opening it up to everyone here is, and it's for both of you, but can you talk about the importance of product design? You mentioned again a little bit, both of you, but can you kind of go a little bit deeper on that?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So product design for us is, the importance can't be understated. And so one is, we think of the package that products come in as really a canvas to connect with customers. It's a way to tell the story, not just the features of the product and how it performs compared to national brands, but to really infuse personality into it. And so we actually we're really proud. Last week we won 4 more package design awards. And so we do all of our design in-house. We do all of our marketing in-house. And to kind of tie it together to your last question about culture, I kind of divide what we do on the Prince and Spring team at Box into two groups. So one is product development, which is a very structured process, and the other is this very creative thing, coming up with different concepts of packaging, in integrating humor into the packaging, but it's a very different, like, left brain, right brain sort of thing, and you really have to build a culture where people feel very comfortable being willing to fail, being willing to throw out bad ideas, because great ideas come from everywhere, and they don't necessarily come sequentially or where you think they'll come. So really building a culture where people feel open and can feel free to put their ideas out on the table has been integral to building our brand.
So just, can you give me one example of a piece of humor? Because that can be sometimes the creative.
Yeah, sure. So
personalizing it with that?
Yeah, so one of them was on the slides earlier. So we launched, a lot of the products we sell are not super sexy. We sell a lot of disposable items, everyday things. And so one of the pictures was some plastic disposable cutlery. But we had fun with it, and so we really looked to elevate our brand in every way possible so that customers will be proud to display the products in their home. And that's one way we use design. And so we took like fancy, like ballroom jewelry. We put a bow tie on the fork, and like a pearl necklace on the knife. And the title, the tagline that we put on the package was "Fancy as Fork," which I'll let everyone connect the dots. But we make it a little edgy. We have fun with it, and try to use design to really elevate what we do.
Yeah, and Stacie, I think on your boxes, I noticed there was different little like bubbles and things.
Yeah, there are. So part of the KIDBOX brand really rests on the experience we deliver, and that goes not only from the beginning when the parent and the child are filling out their profile together and picking out, are they modern modern casual, are they city cool, to going through the whole process of actually getting that package in the mail. And our boxes today, which we're updating to really cater to the baby through the tween, because we know that those have very different personalities. But we have coloring, we have lots of fun things in the box. You open it's a whole experience. You have coloring books. You have crayons. You can color in the box, and it's very whimsical and part of the KIDBOX like surprise and delight of getting that package at home and being able to try it on. And we have so many pictures of kids all over the country really experiencing what I'm talking about, and it's amazing. So the question was back to
the product design.
Yeah. So I think it goes down to, from a private brand perspective, we're very lucky because we are direct to consumer, and going back to data, it really does go back to the data and the fact that we know the child's personality. We know if they've shopped with us, they've kept 3 boxes, what they liked, what they may have sent back, what they're asking for, and we're really listening to them. So based on that data, we're able to really design products of our own into those personalities that augment what we're already offering. So we already have that really strong framework that we can go into, knowing that, well, we know people are buying into these 4 personalities. How do we provide them with the pieces that we're not already getting? I just looked at the line last week, and it's amazing. And I didn't want to share too many details, but it's super exciting. And we'll have at least 1 product from our own lines included in every box, starting with back to school. And it's been an amazing process because it's the evolution of the brand, and part of it is also goes back to we're listening to you. It's because you asked us. You'll see in the coming weeks and months that we'll be launching some new products outside of our seasonal boxes that really tie into that. And it's again listening to the customer, and that's where the product design really feeds from.
That personalization.
Exactly.
The customer experience. Do we have any questions out in the audience for these two?
So how do you convert somebody who's brand loyal to somebody who's brand loyal to a private label? Is there customer reviews? Is there star ratings? Is there an education process to get somebody? What methods do you use to reach out to customers to say this is just as good as, or if not better than?
I mean, I can take that. Also, we haven't launched our private label yet, so I don't have all the answers. But I think it goes again back to the fact that we're not just throwing them the private label in our boxes. We are giving them the same experience they're accustomed to. So they'll still have the brands, the Diesel and the Pumas and the Jessica Simpson and whatever that they've liked in their box, and then we'll augment that with our private label, and over time be able to increase the presence there and increase the education. But as we all know, it takes time for people to buy into something new. I think you guys probably have a different story because you have a whole shopping catalog and search, and for us it's less about search, it's more that personalized e-commerce, so that we're delivering the personalized experience and giving them a taste of what we have to offer from our own label. But again, it's not a KIDBOX label also, it's a different, it has different marketing on it so that it feels cohesive with what we're already putting in those boxes.
Do you want to touch on it a little bit too?
Yeah, sure. So Box is a limited assortment strategy company. We only sell 1,600 items total, and our private label is about 5% on a SKU count basis. And so we'll use a couple different merchandising techniques to try to bring people into the fold. And so if we sell a Bounty paper towel, we'll put our private label right next to it. On mobile, our gallery view, you just have 2 products and then you scroll down throughout the category. The price spread to the national brand is huge. Being digital only, it's very easy to change the retail price, what the price gap is, and we see that a very quick impact on the penetration sales a private label has. We have a very robust sampling program. So whenever we develop a private brand item, we try to also develop a sample size item. We call it the Global Sampling Program. Basically, anytime a customer shops at Box, they can choose 2 of 5 or 6 or 7 free sample size items that go into their box. And we see a huge percentage of customers that buy our private brand have discovered the brand from the sampling program. But I think the main thing, again, and it sounds cliche, but it's quality. If someone buys one product in a brand and they like it and they're satisfied with the value, they will try other products, and it creates a halo effect. And that's why I think the motto that the brand is only as strong as the weakest link really resonates. So if you get it right with all the products, then you can sell one, and that can have huge umbrella effect, halo effect for the other products in the brand.
Thank you so much. And I know, Debbie, do you want to come up and do that quick? And then I know you had a question, so we can come back to that. One more question. One more question. Thank you.
Hi. I was just curious, and I guess this could go for both of you. Have you brought in any customer insights or input into the new lines prior to launching them, like through the actual product development phase of letting them kind of have a sneak peek and telling you what they would buy and what they like?
So I can go first. We haven't done that just yet, but we plan to. We have a really robust community. I know Facebook likes is a weird metric to throw out, but our community is 500,000 people, and people are really engaged. We have customer service. I mean, we have a very engaged customer service team on Facebook and constantly fielding and answering questions. People sharing their referral codes. So we do plan to have a smaller community of people where we can leverage that. I know a lot of brands have been testing the waters there, and we think that is totally in line with our mission and our strategy. We do welcome customer feedback at every touch point, and it's what feeds and drives our business. So I think that we have our first launch of what we think we need. The beauty is that we control our supply chain also, so that we can augment that and make changes pretty quickly, which is, we will see how that all pans out. But yes is the short answer.
I was just to say quickly, can you answer that?
Yeah, sure. Yes. So we do the same. We do customer surveys. We look at, it's not exactly, I think, your question, but we have a ton of customer data, just shopping data. We can see what they buy and what the trends are, and we certainly take that into account. But we have a very vocal customer base, and they let us know what products they like and what products they don't like. And we synthesize all that data and take it into consideration.
So thank you again, Jeff, Stacie, for joining us today.